are doing upper body at a park. So that's what I'm headed to. I finally got some mosquito spray for me so that they don't eat me alive. So hopefully that works out for me. But yeah, that's where we're headed right now. And I'll be at the park in about 5 minutes or so. And we can start. Yesterday, I got called out to a job. I was there till like 9 p.m. So unfortunately, I couldn't. Hey, Shivam. Unfortunately, I couldn't join the stream yesterday, but that's why we're here today. I ended work late yesterday. Hey, Walt. Welcome back. But we're going to have a good workout today, regardless. Make the best of it. And pretty sure everything's going to go well. This is the best I can hope for. Hey, Ignal, what's up? Wow, you guys really pay attention to my streams. 12 people watching all of a sudden. That's a lot. Thank you. Hey, Isaac, welcome. Is that your first Isaac? I haven't seen your name before. But we're driving to the park. We're about to start our upper body workout. Thanks for all the likes. Much appreciated. Thanks, Zudek. Appreciate it. Doing my best. Doing my best. I forgot how to get to the park from where I'm at now. I think I was driving the right direction. Let me check. I think I'll be good here. Shivam, yeah, twice a week is good enough for me, at least for what I have right now. It is taking me a little while to recover between my exercises, so I feel like if I do it any more often than 2 times a week, I'm going to be overworking. And for legs, I'm doing once a week right now, so even less. But it's been working out for me so far, so I'm not complaining. And my PR has been going up every week. Well, not every week, but every other week or so. So as long as my PRs are going up and my overall strength is increasing, to me, that's an indicator that it's working for me. So right now, I'm not targeting any muscle group more than twice a week. So, and that's been working out well. So that's kind of what I'm going to stick to, 1 to 2 times a week to failure. Also, it's important to remember with the bodyweight exercises, a lot of the exercises we do are compound exercises, means they involve a lot of muscle groups at once. So there's some overlap. Hey, Austin, welcome back. So even if we're doing pull-ups one day and push-ups the other day, there's still going to be overlap. We're still going to engage our core on both days. Even when we do legs, we engage our core. Our abs, our obliques, hip flexors, stabilizer, core muscles, the erector muscles on the back, those are all engaged on all 3 days. So certain muscle groups are getting worked out almost daily. Certain aren't. So lower chest gets worked out with both pull-ups and push-ups, right? Pull-ups might even target it a little bit more because push-ups target the upper chest a little more. So push-ups get worked out both days, and if I do push-ups or pull-ups twice for the week, my chest is getting hit 4 times. Maybe not directly, maybe indirectly, but 4 times is 4 times. So these are all things to keep in mind when you're doing compound movements, is there is overlap of muscle use and muscle fatigue. So you can't really be like, oh, today's chest day. I mean, you can, like we're focusing on our chest today, but do remember that your chest is still going to be engaged, and other muscle groups will be engaged as well on your other days, even where chest is not the main goal. Especially when we get to advanced movements like muscle up, that's your whole upper body and core engaged. So if you have a muscle up day and then you have a pull up day or push up day, you're working out the same muscle group both days, even though it's, technically different movements, different exercises, all this other stuff. Anyway, I'm just filling the air while I'm driving with ways to balance out how much volume you put on your muscles throughout the week. But I'm pulling in here in a minute. Athlean X, I don't know much about him. I know he doesn't specialize in body weight fitness. He's more of a weight trainer. I also haven't watched a lot of his videos, to be honest. I know he's been around since I've been around, back like 15 years ago. We both started, 12 years ago. We both started about the same time doing YouTube videos. It's just he stayed consistent. He's been on YouTube forever. And I dropped off for 10 weeks and I just got back now. So, yeah. Jeff Cavalier is my favorite. I'm not a big fan of Jeff. He's a little too nerdy for me. Not a big fan of, not him as a person or the information he says, because that's fine. What I mean, like, not a fan, is like he's not the most engaging, entertaining person for me to listen to. But yeah, he's smart. He's definitely smart. He's got proper form and all that. Jeff is fake. I mean, he's got the body. It just goes to show you guys that you don't have to have everything figured out to get in shape. As long as you're putting your body under tension every day, you're gonna get in shape. Like, you don't need to have all the details. There's a bunch of YouTubers and fitness influencers promoting very different approaches to fitness, but they're all fit and their approach works for them. And yeah, some of them aren't the most optimal, they aren't the best, but they're good enough, So here we go, another day. I need water. I feel like I'm dehydrated, slurring my words. There it is. Okay, I'm grabbing my camera stand and we are heading to the pull-up bars. Oh, I got some water with me. That's good stuff. Yeah, fitness is measured in overall health. I mean, steroids don't make you fit. They actually shorten your lifespan. But people who are on steroids look phenomenal at first glance. So that's definitely not a measure of fitness. How you look is not a measure of fitness. How you feel, your overall cardiovascular health, and how much energy levels you have, all this other stuff. Heart health is a much better indicator of how healthy you are. All right, here we go. Welcome back, Nick. I'm actually not dressed in workout attire at all today. I was meeting with a client, so I dressed up to look more presentable. So I definitely don't look like I'm wearing fitness attire today, but that's okay. I'll just take my shirt off and make it another workout day regardless. Old school Americans, best dressed clothes. Well, a lot of strongmen back in the day, they were performers on stages. Circuses, they would go out and do these strength performances. So yeah, they dressed their best. And footage back then was very expensive. And filming on camera was very expensive back in the day. So you want to be your best when you're filming. But I'm sure in their everyday workouts, they're not wearing their best clothes. We are 12 minutes in to our stream, which makes the start of our workout a couple minutes late. But it's okay. It's Saturday. If I would have done it yesterday, it would have been Friday. I'll give myself a break on the weekend. It's Father's Day tomorrow. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Here we go. Our pull-up bars are here. Thank you to Shar. Appreciate it. I don't know about a PR today. We did do upper body Friday. We did it several days this week. We did it like 3 days this week, I think. So I'm going to be a little bit fatigued as far as upper body goes. I'm 31 right now. And I can't read Korean, so I don't know what your name is in Korean, if you want to tell me. But we can try a PR. It doesn't hurt to attempt a PR. We could definitely attempt one. You guys down to set a 24 pull-up record? Or try to? You can give it a shot. But yeah, Saturday, nobody's out here. Everyone's at home, celebrating. I don't know where they are. But I do kind of like having the park to myself. All right, here we go. Still young, you've got a lot of gains to make. Thank you. Only 4 years older than me. I started watching your videos when I was 17. Yeah, I'm not super old. Still got a long way to go. But I am older than when I was at 21. Everything was easier back then. Y'all ready for 24 pull-ups? Should I give it a shot? My new PR? Do you have Ox? We can give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Let me mentally prepare myself for the PR. No jeans today. I do have dress shorts on, so I don't know if that counts. Also, it's really hot for jeans outside right now in Austin. Alright, y'all ready? 4 pull-ups? Bar's a little slippery. Mental prep is always the hardest. Mental prep. Here we go, 24. Nope. That bar is slippery. I started slipping at like 8. I literally need to start bringing degreaser with me. I've been joking about it, but now I feel like for real. I don't know why it's oily, but it's very oily. Shivam, I only did 10. We're just gonna do, so how to focus on your bicep during pull-ups. Your bicep is responsible for bringing your wrist towards your shoulder. This is the movement of the bicep muscle. Your back is responsible for bringing your elbow down towards your torso, right? So from here to here, that's back. From here to here, that's back. But from here to here, that's bicep. So to target your biceps when doing pull-ups, if you take a grip and you focus on not bringing, so if you do this and you focus on bringing your elbows towards your torso, like mentally focus on doing specifically on bringing your elbows towards your torso, you're going to be targeting your back. If, however, instead, while doing a pull-up, you focus on bringing your wrist towards your shoulder, this exercise here, completely ignoring where your elbows are in reference to your torso, just bringing your wrist to your shoulder, you're going to be targeting your biceps. You can have the same grip, overhand grip, and you could be targeting your biceps by doing them like this, focusing on bringing the wrist in towards your shoulder, or you can be targeting your back by bringing in your elbow towards your torso. 2 different movements, same exact grip, targeting 2 different muscle groups based on how you focus on doing that, to answer Shivam's question. All right. I'm just gonna do sets of 10. No, I don't have chalk with me. I tried to use the dirt as chalk, but it didn't work too well. Is there a point to doing weighted calisthenics? I think so. I mean, anything weighted builds more strength. Thanks, Chiranta. Yeah, I miss those days. Glad to be back. Here we are at 20. Can you believe it's been 13 years since 2012? That's crazy. Austin, do you remember our last PR for pull-ups total? What was it? What was our last PR for total volume for pull-ups? I don't recall. No, not on one set, but total for the whole workout. 105. Yeah, we can aim for 100. I don't remember what our PR was, to be honest. I'm curious now. It should be on one of my posts, I believe. 116. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's go for 120 today. I think we could do 120. We're at 20 now, so 100 more to go. We're at 30. Only to think I used to do 100 in one set. Isn't that insane? I did hang on the bar for probably like 15 minutes, but still. Nicholas, I don't know. I feel like I did try muscle up. I could do 2 swinging muscle ups right now, but I can't do a proper one. For body weight, I feel like I don't need a warm up. Like all these movements, push-ups, pull-ups, like it's low risk of injury. I'm not overloading myself for anything. So I don't necessarily feel like my body needs a warm up to be able to do that. Thank you, Chanta. I'm sure I have. I wish I haven't, but I'm sure I have. If you saw me in person, you'd probably see it more. The wrinkles that you can't see in the video. And the hair loss I'm trying to battle. Yeah, definitely aged a little bit. All right, let's go for 10 more. Make it 40. We're at 40. 80 more to go. On days like this, I really wish I was in a gym under the AC. I'm not a fan of the heat some days. Some days it's okay, other days I feel like it's just draining all the energy out of me. Well, we are finishing up our 7th week of consistent workouts 5 days a week. Pretty proud of that. We made tremendous progress. Not only just how I look, but which also significantly improved, but in strength as well. We went from 9 pull-ups to 23. We went from 40 push-ups to 80. We went from 20 dips to 40. So we've doubled most of my beginner numbers, which is like muscle memory plus beginner gains, 2 in 1. So it's kind of expected. I think the second part of like getting back to where I was, peak shape, is gonna take much longer, but also very much achievable, which is why I made a realistic goal of getting back to my previous records by stream number 250. I feel like I don't recover well enough. I don't know if it's a combination of a lack of sleep and maybe a lack of protein nutrition, or just because my body just needs longer to recover. But yeah, towards the end of the week, every week, Thursday, Friday, I feel really exhausted and all my muscles feel extremely fatigued. And I almost wish I had 3 days of rest. But this is the training routine I used back when I was 21. So I'm trying to replicate it, see how far I can go with it. And some holidays, I will tell you this, some holidays I will take off extra rest days. So it's gonna be 5 days a week, and then some holidays like Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, it's gonna be an additional rest day during those weeks. So we'll see where that puts us as far as overall catching up on our rest and stuff. But I think it'll work. We're all figuring this out as we go, including me. So. And we're at 50. 50, 70 more to go. We're not even halfway there, but we're doing good. I wish, Brevi. I miss the days I could fly. One day. Get some gardening gloves, Paul. They give you a good grip overall pull-up bars. Yeah, I've heard. I tried them back when I was younger. I'm not a fan. I don't know. They do give you a good grip, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel right working out in gloves. I like being barehanded. I just need to, like, literally bring a degreaser and wipe the bars down before we work out to give them extra grip. Because whoever was here earlier, or it might be the tree sap from this tree that's above us, the oak tree, but it's just, or yeah, maybe like alcohol wet wipes, those would work too. But yeah, preparation. Just need to do some preparation. Use chalk. How do you stretch out the forearms and back for pull-ups? What do you mean by stretch out? Like to do stretches? For a back, you would grab a bar and then you would step back and you would go over on one side like this while holding onto the bar, and it stretches out your lat muscle. Same thing on the other side. You grab up to the bar, you flip while holding the bar, flip your body outwards while pulling on the bar and out. Pretend I have a bar in this arm. Stretches out your lat muscle, if that's what you're asking. You can also grab it in front of you and bend your back out like this, and then bend as far back as you can from the bar, and it stretches your center of your back out. And then for your forearms, you grab your hand, you stretch your back like this, stretch your forearm. But I don't really do much of these stretches, so I'm not sure what the purpose of the question is. Yeah, the bar itself does stretch you out too. To stretch out your calves, you put your tippy toes on a raised curb and you try to lower your heels as much as you can for calf stretches. So your tippy toes of your foot go on a curb or some raised surface. Your heel drops below while you're standing, doing this movement with your foot. Stretches out your calf muscle. All right, here we go on the next one. I really need to glue my stand. It's cracking. All right, let's go for 60. 10 more. And we are at 60. We have 60 more to go. Hey, we don't have to set our one set max PR every time we do a pull-up workout, as long as we beat our total volume for the workout. I can live with that. Set one PR at least, whether it's total volume or per one set, and I'm happy. Better, 0.0005% better every day. Right, that's what we say. I don't find that stretching really helps release muscles that are stiff. Other than just waiting, what helps release the muscle soreness or tension is doing light work the next day or in a few hours. So some kind of form exercise that is very low tension on the muscle group that's tight, which increases blood flow to that muscle group, which helps facilitate lactic acid removal, which is what creates the soreness, the pain from the soreness. So as long as you can stimulate blood flow to the muscle group that's sore or tight, it's gonna release quicker and recover quicker. That's what you wanna do. A light weight exercise for the muscle group that's tense, and you should be good. The next day, especially the days you're sore, when you least want to touch that muscle group, you want to at least stimulate some blood flow to it. It does help. Helps a bit. Lovelorn, I wouldn't necessarily say my workouts are endurance targeted. So my goal is to get to my previous fitness level. I've always been, as people like to say, an endurance athlete. But when I say endurance, I don't mean like, marathon running. I just mean high volume. Even if the exercise is tough, like pull-ups, I always try to go for high volume. Same for push-ups, same for dips, same for all these exercises. Mainly because it mimics our everyday life. Like if we're doing a high intensity exercise, you want to be able to last for an hour, for 2 hours, doing the, extraneous, doing any kind of strenuous physical activity. You want to last for a few hours. You don't want to gas out after 5 minutes. People who focus on like 2 to 3 sets of 15 reps or whatever, I feel like they don't train their muscles for like more actual functional everyday strength. Because if I'm helping my friends move house to house, that's several hours of moving stuff. If I'm unloading concrete bags for a fence I'm about to build and unloading wood, we're working for hours. And so I want to be able to train my muscles for doing difficult exercises with plenty of volume and tension, muscle under tension, for extended periods of time, so that when we get older, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, that endurance and just muscle endurance and muscle strength that can last, a lengthy amount of time stays with us, so we don't gas out quickly. So it's a very functional approach. Breve, it's been a while since I studied type 1, type 2 muscle fibers. I know both, no matter what exercise you do, both muscle fibers are engaged. Every single time, type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers get engaged. But they don't get ripped. Like a certain one would rip more than another one under certain types of exercises. So after one of them gasses out, I believe type 2 is the one that's like high torque, high power, quick twitch, fast twitch muscle fiber, right? I think it's type 2. That's for heavy lifts. Your body does a few, rips your muscle fibers, then they fatigue out. Your body stops engaging them because they're already fatigued. It starts engaging weaker, but a lot more endurant type 1 muscle fibers. And so now that your weaker type 1 muscle fibers are engaged, once you get them strong, they can function as type 2 in the sense that you're able to lift high amounts of weight for an extended period of time. So as you work out your type 1 slow twitch, endurance-based muscle fibers, they become stronger. And you're able to do endurance exercises with more weight, with more volume, with more power for a more extended period of time. So type 1 can get stronger and build endurance with it, Whereas type 2 produces a lot of power quickly, gasses out quickly, rips up, right, depending how much pressure you put it under, and then your body needs to recover it and build it back stronger. This is how I understand how these muscle fibers work. It's been a while since I took exercise biology classes in college. It's been what, 2014 was the last time I took that class. Don't quote me. I don't know if there's a new research that's come out, but from what I remember how they work, this is how they work. Here we go for another 10. We're at 70, we got 50 more to go. I think we can actually do this, guys, and I'm quite impressed if we can. If our actual PR before for total volume per workout was 116 and we struggled, it seems like we can hit 120 today with less struggle. Surprising, first of all, to me, but also it looks like we're building up strength quite nicely here. Also, I think I'm gonna get myself a backpack to carry all this stuff, because like walking to and from my car, I always have to like pull it out. All this stuff is so inefficient. On training to failure from you, apart from bodybuilding opinions, I train depending on the day. If I have the mental energy, I try to train to failure all the time. So that's what I attempt to do. Yeah, I personally like training to failure. I prefer it. But today, all things considered, I'm not pushing myself as hard as I did some other days. Like, usually if I could do 10, I could probably pull out 12, 13. But I jumped off at 10 because I just wasn't feeling it, right? So today I'm not. Are you getting back your fortress biceps? Yes, sir. What's it called? I'm not pushing myself to failure today. So I'm doing pretty good. Still probably gonna hit my PR for total volume, but I'm not fully pushing myself today because I don't feel it. And you're gonna have those days, and that's okay. As long as you come and train, that's good in itself. Other days you'll be able to come out and actually go to failure. My Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays are days I really push myself. Towards the end of the week, I'm okay not going to failure. I give myself a break. Here we go. 10 more. Let's get to 80. I know you might find it a little ridiculous, but I actually use the wood chips as chalk because wood is super dry, and so the wood chips, they crumble to very fine particles. When you rub it on your hands, they kind of absorb all the moisture from your hands. And that's what I've been using, is straight up wood chip dirt as chalk. And it works pretty well, but it doesn't really help with oily bars as much. That thing actually needs to be degreased. That was 80. 40 more to go. I think we got this. We might run into past 1 hour today to get the full 120, but I don't care. If we hit it, we hit it. Even if it takes a little longer, total volume is more important to me. Take care of for those love handles. For stubborn biceps, do you recommend your very popular classic video of 2015, top 3 bodyweight exercises for biceps? So this muscle right here that goes from here down, right? This muscle going down is called a hip flexor. Above these two, that's what gives you the V shape, right? Some people have a V shape, some more than others. These two muscles on the side, this is a muscle called a hip flexor, and extends down and connects over here to your forgot the name of that little bone where it fixes itself. This is a hip flexor. These are your abdominal muscles. And then above the hip flexor here are your oblique muscles. They're the intercostal rib muscles, essentially, these ones right here. These are called obliques, also muscles. But yeah, this right here is a hip flexor muscle. But that's also where we deposit fat as well, so it's a 2-in-1. But our belly also could be either our ab muscles, or it could be where we deposit our fat. But that doesn't take away from the fact that we actually have abs underneath, you know what I mean? For stubborn biceps, so I recommend 3 things. Pretty much same as my 2015 video. When you're doing pull-ups, make sure you're doing them focused on bringing your wrist to your elbow, elbows out. Elbows out, or even if you're going elbows in, you're not focused on bringing the elbow to your back. Elbows can be right here. Also, it doesn't really even matter if your chin goes over the bar, right? So we're not going for form here if you're just trying to target biceps. You're going from here, and you're focused on bringing the wrist to the shoulder. Your bicep is maximally engaged in this movement. Boom, wrist to the shoulder. Elbows out. That's bicep exercise. That's my number 1 recommended exercise. Number 2 recommended exercise, which I think I did in my 2015 video. I think I did it as a joke, is 1-arm pull-ups. Is to actually do a pull-up on 1 arm. But to do a pull-up on 1 arm, you are actually engaging a lot more of your back than you do your bicep. So that one I don't really recommend for biceps. What you can do is called Australian pull-ups, again with a similar concentration. So let me go on this short bar just for demonstration purposes. Again, this is just to grow your biceps. Go under, and again, wrist to shoulder. Let me give you a much closer look. This is for biceps, specifically for biceps. All right, so you go at an angle, keep your body straight. Focus on bringing the wrist to the shoulder. Do not care about where your elbow is in the air. Wrist to shoulder. Boom. Wrist to shoulder. That's a bicep exercise. Boom. For body weight. And then the last one I showed you guys, which was low-key a joke, but from this exercise, my bicep have been the sorest from anything I've done other than pull-ups. And this second exercise, the second one being easier than the pull-ups, where you go behind the bar, you grab the pull-up bar behind your back, and then you do a swing and you rotate around in my 2015 video, keeping the bar fixed here in a bent arm position. Of any exercise I've done, this exercise alone has caused me the most bicep soreness of any exercise I've done. So that one, highly recommend for bicep development if you're at an advanced level. So start with this one, then move on to pull-ups, and then if you're feeling extra frisky, you could do the spinning trick from my 2015 top 3 exercise for bicep video. Yeah, the windmill one is the best one, Brevi. But it's also the most dangerous one if you don't have the strength for it. All right, we're gonna go for next one. How to train serratus anterior. They call it the trident. Connects your lats and the obliques. It connects your lats and obliques. I only felt it during planche. Okay, I know which muscle you're talking about. I do not know the best exercise how to train it, honestly. So unfortunately, I can't help you there. Plus, it's such a, considering how huge and enormous your back muscles are, serratus anterior is this little muscle right here. Where is it? This muscle right here, right? It's like, no, it's below that. It's right below your shoulder, right? That's like a little triangle looking muscle. I don't know how to train it. It's a minor muscle, it's small. For me, I felt like it always got trained with all the other bodyweight stuff we do anyway. So I never tried to like emphasize it specifically. Personally, for me, the way I do my chin-ups, I focus on pulling my elbow down to my back like this. This is how I do my chin-ups. And for me, they are much more back exercise than they are bicep exercise. Front pronated grip with your elbows going out and your wrist going towards your shoulder targets my biceps a lot more than doing chin-ups where I'm focused on bringing the elbows down to my back. If you're doing chin-ups, again, the way I explained, like this, like you're in your head, you're focused on bringing the wrist to the shoulder, and those are the muscles you're targeting, you will hit your bicep, but I feel like it does not hit the biceps as much. Yeah, it's like more, it's right there, but further in. I know which one you're talking about. Oh, is it this one here? This serratus anterior? Oh, I was probably thinking about the rhomboid muscle on the back. My bad. What I ran for nothing. All right, here we go. 10 more. Yeah. I think this is the serratus anterior you're talking about. So the obliques are like right here, and then it goes serratus anterior, and then your lat. I think it gets trained, like, the way they do it with weights is you would get heavy weights, and you would do this. like heavy weight in this hand, boom, is weighing you down, and you would, boom, drop, flex, drop, flex, drop, flex is the way you would work it out with weights. I'd side planks where you like do a movement like this with your hips while you're in a side plank position. That's the best I can give you for body weight. I don't really know how to target it. All right, here we go. 10 more. We're at 90. We got 30 more to go. The serratus anterior has worked well through scapular protraction. You know, I'm actually really bad at moving my scapular muscles. I have a friend who's like able to pop them out and stuff. The bones, scapular bones, he can like poke them out like this and stuff. I was never good at that, so. Oh, Muscle Man's right. Yeah, putting the shoulder, pulling them apart during yeah, that would definitely hit him. That's a good advice right there, Muscle Man. Those would, I could see those definitely working it. Yeah, and in planche you have to have a very hollow back, like a very, like this. It would make sense. All right, here we go. 10 more. Doing as much of a push-up as you can without bending the elbows. Yeah, that's pretty much planche. We're at 100, 20 more to go. Thank you, Julian. You know, it has not been easy staying consistent for the last 7 weeks. Not at all. so many days I still wanted to not do a stream and reschedule and cancel. And some days it was inconvenient. Many days it would have been easier for me to stay at the job and finish what I was doing. But to call out and leave the job for the next day and have to go and do this workout, and then I'm exhausted to go back and finish, and just overall I'm requiring more sleep, more food. It's pretty inconvenient. It's not been easy at all, but we're 7 weeks in. We made it this far. And we're gonna keep pushing for 250 streams. Do or die. Here we go. 10 more coming up. We gotta get these 120 in. Set our new PR so we can be a little happier with ourselves. I feel like I look way bigger than I did when I was 21. What am I? I'm 17 pounds heavier than I was at my peak 21 years ago. I haven't gained that much more fat compared to back then, right? So I've got to be bigger. I'm not nearly as strong, but I am bigger by 17 pounds. I averaged about 155 on my peak shape on my 10, 12 year ago videos. I was pretty consistently 155 in all the videos, 153 and 155. Now I'm 173, 173.9. So that's 20 pounds, you know. I think it is too, bone density, and I think my legs got bigger. I definitely think my leg muscles grew because I work in construction, so you're always lifting stuff, walking around, moving around, and whether you like it or not, your leg muscles are gonna get built. So I do think I gained some. My legs got thicker in a good way. My quads got filled out, and muscle density. No, I took a 10-year break, Julian. My last video, my peak was top 3 exercises for shoulders. After that video, I started slowly dropping off, not working out as much. Well, as soon as I got married, I stopped pretty much completely working out. I still would post videos here and there, but I wasn't serious about it at all after my marriage. And so we're 10 years later now, and it's my 7th week getting back in shape. So yeah, thanks. I'm pretty happy that I was able to keep so much muscle mass in 10 years of not doing much. All right, here we go. We got 20 more, and we have completed our quota for the day. Whew, barely did those. We're at 110. We got 10 to go. Yeah, 12 sets of 10, Captain. Ten more coming up. I'm sure I can. I just need a little break. Whoever said that this is the water weight, trust me, at 155, that was with water weight. I drank plenty of water every day. So I did not gain 20 pounds of water weight out of nowhere and kept steady at it for the last 7 weeks. That can't be right. I may have gained 2 to 3 pounds of water weight from the creatine I started taking, but that only accounts for 2 to 3 pounds. That's about it, not more. My rep range at my peak, 50 without one arm hangs in a row, pull-ups. And if I'm allowed to hang on one arm to rest on the pull-up bar, my max was 100 in one set at my peak. So I definitely fell off. But that's why we're doing this, to get back up there. And we will get back up there. Excuse me. Yeah, I was going for the world record, Julian, back then. So I was, my sister holds the world record, Irina Rudimetkina, for most consecutive pull-ups without dismount in the women's division in one set. She did 51, but I think they counted like 48 or 49 for women. And the agreement I had with her is I'm gonna beat the world record for men, which was at the time at 131 pull-ups. But by the time I got to 100, it jumped from 131 to 260, 131 to 262. No, it was 121. It jumped to 242. It literally doubled. Now it doesn't help that there was no video evidence of it, but I gave up. I was like, look, you have to do 50. I'm already doing twice as many as you, but the record just doubled. So go figure. Tazia records are impossible. They're possible. They've been said by him. They're beatable. They will be beat one day. I promise you that. At least by one rep, you can beat both. If he could do it, someone else could do it. If I train for the next 20 years specifically for that, I could beat it. Anyone can beat it who trains specifically for that. Okay, my sister set the pull-up record for pull-ups, right? She only trained for 5-6 years with me. And with me, I was a 21-year-old trainer. I wasn't some elite pro level athlete with a degree. We trained in the park, and she set a freaking world record. So it made me realize, most people don't set something in their head and they're like, I'm gonna be the best at this thing. And if you do that, you can literally become the best at that thing. Just put 10,000 hours into it. Of course, I don't want to be the person that says anyone can do it, because genetics do play a role. I'm not gonna, sugarcoat it. We're not gonna have another Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, just some random guy off the street, and then train him, and then he's gonna become the best football player in the world. Not gonna happen. Genetics do play a role, but you'd be surprised how far you can go when you really become obsessed with one goal. Literally just pick one goal, become obsessed with it, think about it, dream about it, go to sleep thinking of how you're going to beat it, dedicate years of your life to it, and you will literally become the best in the world at that one thing. As many years as it takes. That's all it takes. Just a little bit of obsession and single goal orientation. Oh, awesome, Julian. So I'm streaming 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Today was, I had to reschedule yesterday because of work to today. Yeah, I heard about Messi's bad genes and they had to do surgery on him when he was a child, but they saw potential in him when he was like 12 years old. That's when he was operated on, because he was so crazy at soccer that the Soccer League Association, whatever their name is, football, European Football League, paid for his medical expenses to get his heart issues fixed, because at 12 years old, they thought he was going to be one of the best soccer players. So all conditions aside, at 12 years old, they could see it, which is why they paid for all his medical health issues and covered it 100%. His family didn't have to pay for it, because they saw that he had that in him. Today my workout was 4 sets of pike, 4 sets of lateral raises, 4 sets of overhead press, and 4 sets of push-ups. Is it good, or should I change it? That's a lot of sets of pike, lateral raises, overhead press, push-ups. That's a very good push set, a very good upper body set. You're hitting your shoulders and chest a pretty good amount. A lot of shoulders. It's a good workout. You don't really need to change it. Chris, what do I think of my genetics? I'm happy with my genetics. I mean, I don't have any deformities, thank God, or any kind of sicknesses that I'm aware of that are, significant or bad for me. So thank God I don't have any, as far as I know, predispositions towards anything. I know diabetes, I am predisposed to that. I believe both my parents have it. Most of my family has diabetes in old age. So I have that coming up if I don't stay healthy and watch my diet and my sugar intake and all that other stuff. But overall, I'm very thankful and grateful for the genetics I have. Do one-arm hangs help a lot when doing max reps? 100%, Nicholas. If you have good grip strength and you're able to hang on one arm, even for 10 seconds on one arm and then 10 seconds on the other, it will significantly improve your max pull-ups. That little 5 to 10 seconds of resting on one arm and then switching and resting on the other arm, you have no idea how much it helps you recover. Like literally, without doing that, I can only do 50 pull-ups. With doing it, I was able to do 100. I literally doubled my pull-ups by being able to help on one arm. So it's extremely helpful. Tazio, the one that, I don't know what the official world record is, but he has his recorded and you can watch his form and everything. The only reason he's able to do 320 pull-ups and 150 or 60 pull-ups on one arm is because of the one-arm hangs. There's no way in the world he would get half those numbers without one-arm hangs. I don't believe that he could. So it is extremely helpful. And it's time for our last. Is it a goal of yours to eventually try for chin-up record? I don't like chin-ups. I never trained chin-ups, Brian. I can try them. What is Hafesto? Do you like to train Hafesto? Ming? I don't know what Hafesto is. Pull-up record, I might. I'm not set on trying to beat it, especially I'm older now and I have not maintained my peak shape. If we see that I have amazing potential in it, I will. But currently, after I get back to my peak shape, my goal is to advance significantly on the advanced calisthenics exercises like planche, handstand push-ups, balance, front lever, back lever, one-arm pull-ups, human flag, all the, show off calisthenics moves, because I want to, they're cool to do, they're fun to do, I want to do them, so that's what I'm gonna, 0.5% a day. Yes, sir. A little bit at a time. Here we go. Our last set of 10, and we're gonna go and get it done. This is super cheesy, you know what this reminds me of? Every time I pick up dirt and I rub it to dry my hands out, of this scene in Gladiator where he's going through a wheat field. This is, to me, this right here, same vibes. All right, guys. Good news. We set our new PR for total volume at 120 pull-ups in one workout. So I am quite happy about that achievement. Yeah, my sister's into bouldering, like Shivam said. Good workout. Julian, if you look through if you go on my YouTube and you click on posts, instead of videos, you click on posts, you could see I started tracking at some point what I did that workout that day. But I'm going for a high volume every day, and I'm alternating between push-ups, dips, pull-ups, and squats for my base exercises. That's all I'm focused on right now, literally nothing else. Oh, for legs, it's squats, pistol squats, and lunges, right? Legs, squats, pistol squats, lunges. Upper body, pushes, dips, and push-ups. Pulling, pull-ups. That's it. That's my whole workout routine right now for base exercises. And so I split that across 5 days a week. And then some days I'm just doing cardio. For cardio, yeah, I kind of like freeletics. For cardio, I'm doing, no, she doesn't have a YouTube, Tashara. For cardio, I'm doing jump rope on video. And then some days I have like a fun day, like we did Thursday, where I'm just trying stuff. Handstands, stretches, balancing, muscle ups, like I just freelance that day. So I occasionally throw in just a free fun day. For calves, just the jump rope for my calves, and lunges hit my calves a little bit. And I mean, I feel it in my calves some days after doing lunges and squats too. So do you take body measurements at all and keep track of that? I do take photos of myself like once every few weeks, but also I usually work out without my shirt, so you can kind of tell my progress. And also, apart from the shirtless videos, I do weigh myself. Those are the only measurements I'm taking right now. So I'm not really taking body fat percentage measurements. I'm not really taking measurements about the size of my muscles. I don't really care about that as much. As long as I look good in the mirror and I've got the strength, those are the only two things I really care about right now. as long as I'm increasing my strength and getting better every time. Captain, for sets and reps, it's always different. Every workout, I'm going for maximum volume. So if I did one, like last time we did pull-ups, I did 116 pull-ups. I do as many sets as it takes to get there. How many I do per set is however I'm capable of. Like the other day we did 23 on our first set, and I think we did 16, and then I did sets of like 8, 8, 8, 10, 8, 8, until we got to 116. Today, I'm not mentally or physically ready for a PR. I'm not feeling my optimal, so I just did 12 sets of 10. So it just depends. As long as my total volume, total amount of repetitions completed per workout is going up, that's all I really care about. Why don't I like chin-ups? I've always wanted, I don't know, I just never done them. Like I've always done pull-ups. It just happened that way. I'm trying to find a good reason for it other than the fact that I wanted to learn a muscle up all the time, and muscle ups you kind of have to do with pull-up grip, pronated grip, like this. So maybe that's why I defaulted to, but I don't really know. And because our school record, right, so I was in high school when I did this, our school record was only counted for regular pull-ups, pronated grip. Chin-ups did not count for a school record. So that was another reason I trained specifically for these, because I wanted to set a new school record at my school. So that was the reason for that. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Our stream today is a little bit longer than usual, which is 100% fine. I enjoy working out. I enjoy setting new PRs for total volume. Whatever it takes. It's a Saturday. It's whatever. We got it done. 120 pull-ups today. The school record that I set was 51. The one before me, I believe, was 41 or 45 or 49 by Oleg Burbel. He's a far relative of mine. As funny as that is, he set it 10 years before me. So he was at that high school 10 years before me. He set the record. 10 years later, I set the record. Now 10 years later again, this kid, Slavic kid from the church I went to, beat my record after 10 years as well. So, but my record was up there for 10 years, and that leaderboard is dominated by Russians. Was dominated by Russians when I was there. Maybe still is. And the guy who beat me is also, he speaks Russian and it's his first language, but I think he's from one of the USSR countries, not from actual Russia. But it's funny, just what it is. Bet you held off your chin-ups because your biceps were just getting way too big and you wanted to stay aesthetic. So. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining and keeping me company. I'll see y'all tomorrow, not tomorrow, Monday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Julian, join me on Monday. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. We'll keep at it until stream 250. Hopefully, by stream 250, I would have achieved my previous fitness condition. That would be awesome. So, see you then. Good night or good evening. Have a good weekend. Have a happy Father's Day.